I hope I can hear y'all.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jerome Montgomery, and I have the honor of serving as the Executive Director of Project Vita. And I would like to welcome you tonight to Pride Southside's edition of Toy With Me. Toy With Me is a live streamed event that we do every third Sunday of the month at Project Vita. You can catch us on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And we talk about kink, fetish, and different ways of enhancing your personal or sexual experience, whether it's on your own, whether it's with a couple, or in a group. Here, we celebrate all gender-loving communities, and we have no shame, only glitter. Tonight, I want to have the honor of welcoming to the stage, or to our platform, Dr. Keith Green. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, welcome. We're happy to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
And Dr. Maya Green.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we have the greens. We have the greens.
Yes.
All right, so
green.
They're healthy for you.
Absolutely.
And
Well, I mean,
delicious and nutritious.
until they get rotten. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm not even.
All right, now, tonight's show, we're going to talk a little bit about chemsex. Does anybody know what chemsex is? Well, we're going to talk about it so you have a little bit more knowledge around chemsex. We're going to talk about the what it is, the stigma around it, ways of being safer, etc. So let's get started. So let's start off. First, I'm going to start off with Dr. Green. Well, actually, Dr. Maya Green. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you bring to this space today?
Well, my name is Maya. I facilitate community healing, and that looks like supporting community in any way it needs to be supported. I was a teacher, massage therapist. I'm a physician, and I just show up for community and keep it 100. Did I answer all your questions?
She's the boss, y'all. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Hey, thank you.
All right. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And Dr. Keith Green, can you give us a bit about yourself? Not too much, because we don't want to hear a lot.
Wow. So I am, first and foremost, the arch nemesis of Jerome Montgomery, in case you didn't know.
Absolutely.
No, I currently serve as executive director for the Chicago Black Gay Men's Caucus, as well as, shout out to the Chicago Black Gay Men's Caucus, community co-chair for the Chicago Methamphetamine Task Force, which is what I'm actually bringing to this space and this table.
Absolutely. Do some important work, and the doctors are in the house. So let's get started. Okay, so Dr. Maya Green, first things first, when people come to you and hear about the word chemsex, they usually have a reaction. So let's clear that up. If someone says, what exactly is chemsex, what would be your elevator pitch?
Well, chemsex is the process of experiencing any chemical to add an adjuvant or enhance a sexual experience. That can be anything from something people don't think of as alcohol to poppers to methamphetamine and everything in between. And so we're going to get into more than that. So it's not, I would say, we'll get into it later, but the most important thing about chemsex is monitoring your own experience with it, because nobody knows your chemsex like you know your chemsex.
Thank you. Now, as mentioned earlier, Dr. Maya Green brings a host of experience and knowledge into this space. Additionally, as a medical physician, she brings a lot of that experience into as well. And as we transition over to Dr. Keith Green, of his multiple background areas of experience, he's also a PhD in social work. Is that correct?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Is it correct that you're a PhD in social work?
Social Service Administration, to be specific.
Social Service Administration, UFC. All right. So Dr. Keith Green,
yes.
Why do you think there's so much stigma around talking about sex and drugs together?
Because people are prudes. No, I think because we have done, and by me, I'm speaking in like the royalty, right? Black community, America in general, because you can go abroad and the stigma's not there around sex. So we've done a really good job of shaming people for anything that does not fit into heteronormative Christian values, right? I think that's why there's so much stigma there.
Absolutely.
You know what I was going to say? I was going to say, especially for Black people, the reason why we were brought over here was to take care of other people's products. We were part of the production assembly line, and so we were given a religion or faith or explanation of how to live life that caused us to do two things: only procreate in a way that would produce more slaves for their service lines. Anything outside of that, they told us it was wrong, right? And then number two, we were taught to ask for permission to be who we are.
Come on.
And so that, that's a number that was done on us, and we certainly see it when it comes to the Black community.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow, everybody want to be us.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Amen. All right, so I'm going to ask this to the both of you. What would you say is the biggest myth about chemsex that drives you crazy?
The biggest myth about chemsex.
I know we mentioned one before, but the biggest myth is that we don't have to look out for it in our Black community. I know you did a documentary a while ago, and you still do this work, because a lot of the substances that we feel that we have to experience because of two things. Some things you experience for disinhibiting. If you think alcohol isn't a chemsex, let me tell you it is. It's a disinhibitor, and that's why people need a couple of shots before they get into it. But that it doesn't exist for the Black community. A lot of the stuff we experience was introduced to us from our white colleagues, and the only thing is, we are experiencing the same chemicals in a nation that treats us differently as a result of those same chemicals. So we have to the biggest myth is that we don't have to look out for our Black brothers and sisters when it comes to chemsex.
Yeah. I would say, really connected to that, the biggest myth is that it is those people.
Who are those people?
Exactly. Right.
You did that. I see that. I see how you did that.
Exactly. It's those people. Because like you just said, if you are drinking alcohol to enhance the experience, to calm your nerves, or to whatever you are, and then you engage in sexual activity, that is chemsex, right? And so most sexual people do so under the influence of something or with some enhancement of some kind. And so I think the biggest myth that is those people, that it's not me, right?
Yeah. Well, thank you all for that. Now, if we look at it from the medical versus social service or social work aspect, from the medical standpoint, what would you say happens to the brain and body during chemsex that people may not realize?
Well, two things. I will talk from the scientific process of the neurons, but I want to also thank you for wording it like that, because you really cannot separate the social part from the medical part, because the social part leads to the medical part, which then in turn impacts your social life, then leads to more medical part. So I will say the process of some chemicals the process is you get the substance in, right? Let's talk about not feeling desired, and I'll tell it that way, because recently I had a patient that actually transcended, who originally started using chem for chemsex because they felt undesirable. Now, this is a Black man, beautiful Black man, people get surgeries to look like this beautiful Black man, but because of the history of this country, was led to feel like they were undesirable. Okay. So they introduce a substance to then make themselves feel confident. High Commissioner Tara Stamps in the building, to make themselves feel comfortable enough to have that sex. That substance then impacts their nerves and gives them more dopamine, our happy hormone, and gives them more norepinephrine, that get up and go hormone. So now you want to go, and now you happy, and you're going to enjoy it, right? And it locks that happy hormone in, but it locks it in to the point where if the sex was horrible and you were hurt, you would still enjoy it, right? And so you're going to have an enjoyable experience either way. The only problem is with some of it, if it goes too far, that particular chemical was methamphetamine, and it impacts your heart, it impacts your brain, things like that. And methamphetamine is one of the only ones where the results, what it does to you while you're using it, is not reversible. So it locks that happy hormone in, so you have a great experience. The horrific thing about it is, I know plenty of people that have had bad experiences, they just didn't know it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I was sharing with Dr. Meyer Green a little bit earlier that and this is a shameless plug, but we are also a part of LinkUp Chicago, which is a organization or a group program that focuses on supporting individuals who are actively using or at risk of using crystal meth. Currently we host 2 drop-in spaces on the south side of Chicago on the 2nd and the 4th Saturday of each month. And this is a safe space, no judgment, for individuals who may be navigating substance use. We also host a bunch of different events and activities, and it's of extreme importance right now or value because the work of LinkUp Chicago was actually because of Dr. Keith Green here at Crystal Clear Chicago, where he began to do a deep dive into what we were seeing within our Black, gay, and same-gender loving male community around crystal meth use. But during one of these drop-in spaces, we got into a conversation about the impact of crystal meth use and this topic of not being desirable, the amount of insecurities that our Black gay men are experiencing. And as you were saying, okay, we have some hecklers
We
here
have
on the
the
side.
director of the LGBTQ.
That man just exposed himself.
We have the director of LGBTQ affairs from the city of Chicago.
That's not who exposed himself. Actually, sit here.
Come
you
on.
can be seen there.
Yeah, we were just talking about crystal meth and its impact.
The production team is going crazy.
We were just talking about crystal meth and substances and their impact. I know you don't. However, we do want to thank you for the efforts that you have historically done to help our communities kind of battle crystal meth. Right?
I was so pleased, honestly, seriously, to be a part of that. Dr. Green, way early on, brought that to our attention, that CDPH was not doing anything or that the data was not being gathered concerning crystal meth use in the LGBTQ community, primarily in the Black and brown communities. Mm-hmm. And he tasked us to do something. So what we did was, after the Crystal Clear docu article, we began to work and research the crystal meth task force, and my voice is gone. So, but I'm proud of the work that we did. Don't Die High campaign, all of that was, yes, I did help to make sure that happened, but the crystal meth task force really put it into action. They did amazing work with you all. You all did an amazing job keeping us to task, making sure that we funded and that we supported it. So that's why it's called the task force.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we do want you to take a moment to accept your roses, accept your flowers, because of
Accept what? Oh,
your flowers.
Well,
Roses and flowers. Give them the flowers.
She's been wanting to get she's trying to get all LGBTQ handles Messiah going, so y'all know it's coming up.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean,
I'm so sorry I came in draped.
We're not sorry. We're excited.
I didn't mean to, drop in on y'all.
Well, you know what? I also think it is very important for people in leadership, such as yourself, use their spaces to support the work in Black and brown communities and communities that are overlooked, the LGBTQ communities that are historically underserved. I know I am not moderating and leading this. You know what I'm saying?
No, you go right ahead. You got this.
What I needed to say.
We're totally off script, I see. Y'all just totally off script.
I think, too, one of the things...
the abuse. Oh, my God. This is Dr. Keith Green.
Oh, I'm
abusing the director of LGBTQ affairs. My goodness.
Earlier today, he tripped a pastor.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Yes.
There's a place for him. There's a place for him.
Hey.
I'm not sure what that's going on with him.
Absolutely.
But again, I thank you all for the work. I wouldn't be where I am if it were not for the community. Seriously. you all uplifting me, encouraging me, pushing me, and the community supporting me. The fact that the community at every level champions me to the mayor's office is amazing. It's amazing. We have not seen this, even though New York City has promoted someone as well, we've not seen the community response like we have here in Chicago, and that's to be applauded. And I say thank you to the community. Thank you to those who are friends of mine who have worked through down through the years. We've done this work. If I'm arriving, you're arriving.
Come on.
Absolutely. And none of our work would be possible if it wasn't for an individual such as yourself, not just listening, but taking action on it.
Period.
So thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna take that and just shut up. Okay.
All right.
Yes,
All right.
that's what you're trying to get me to do. Just okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
Well, we were just talking about
son. That's one of my other sons.
this country has conditioned Black men, Black women too, but Black people to think about always what they can do for others and never have confidence, never be seen as somebody, and we look at it a lot of times, we say, stay humble. And yes, stay humble, but also the work that you do is, like you said, can't be seen somewhere else.
Yeah.
And the process of consistently using your platform to lift up others and lift up causes for our community, especially Black community, period. I'll say that you lift up everybody else, and
I do.
also Black communities. A lot of people lift up everybody else, but no Black communities. But you
And
is
so
all
often we're
around.
put on the back burner. Yes.
Let's just say that. And
Yeah,
so,
it's true.
one of the things that Keith found in his research was that Black communities, Black LGBTQ communities, and Black men who have sex with men, 30% of them felt there was a scale. 67% of them had some kind of loneliness or isolation. 30% of them were so alone that they actually seek out the use of methamphetamine for sex, but also to be closer spiritually to something, just searching for something that we were taught was outside ourselves. And so when we talk about chemsex, kind of arriving at that point where you can show up, like in order to do that, I mean, people do it with the lights off and things like that, but in order to do it in a way where you can also receive, a lot of people are going to that place where they need a substance.
Yes.
We talked about, yes, methamphetamine, yes, and also something as simple as alcohol. If you out there and you need 2 shots before what is that? Give me 1 margarita, I'm a blah, 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 blah.
Right.
2 margaritas, that's a story about chemsex.
Right.
3 margaritas, I'm going to do this. I don't know the word,
Right. Yeah.
but
So and then when you say that, it's not just with chemsex, but it's also sex in general.
yeah.
A lot of times what we're doing is we're looking for someone to love us. We're looking for validation. And some people think that they can find that in another person's intimacy, not understanding that intimacy is not necessarily sexual.
Yeah.
So we've been so conditioned on so many levels. We've been conditioned that our spiritualness is to be taken for granted, that we don't have validity in God. So part of the work that I do is spiritual because coming from a Christian background, I know what the precepts of Christianity are. And it's about love one another as I have loved you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So as a Christian and as an LGBTQ person, I understand that I'm not separate. All of those make up the totality of who I am. So the work that I do, when you say that, I look at the marginalized because I come from a church and a background that looks at social justice as a part of our spirituality, but also I am affirmed in my sexuality, my spirituality, and my ethnicity.
Yeah.
So
Come on.
I can work as the LGBTQ director for LGBTQ affairs and work with anybody who is Black, white, Latino. We're all layered and we're all in this together. But the lifestyle that I live is from a Black perspective. And I look at that through the Black lens, understanding that we're marginalized. We are also put on the back burner, and we are the people first that nobody wants to be a part of.
But
Everyone
the first
thinks
people
that
everybody
brands
want to
are
look
me.
like.
Wants to be.
They want our culture, but deny our humanity.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate you all. Can I go? What are we doing? I crashed y'all's party, so I don't know
You
what I'm
must
doing.
have wanted to come in here.
No, that wasn't me heckling y'all.
It was you.
Sanderson?
You
That
were
wasn't me
heckling.
I was
And it was
waving.
because you were,
Well, you're not now. You're a part of the Toy with Me family.
Well,
so
I'm here now.
you're here now. Okay. So we're gonna go to a little game right now.
All right.
Oh, we're doing a game.
So we do a game. It's usually like it's called this or that or something similar.
That's a difference on this or that.
So
this.
we come up with different options and you decide which one you want. Okay.
Okay.
So it's kind of a rapid fire thing, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. So, morning sex or midnight sex?
Morning.
Okay. Lights on or lights off?
Lights on.
Did you say on?
I said on.
Right. We were on. Yeah, we were on. I want to see what I'm getting into.
That's right.
Hotel hookup or staycation fun?
Staycation fun.
Say it again.
Hotel hookup or staycation fun?
Oh, staycation fun.
Okay. Text first or surprise visit?
Text first.
Shower before or shower after?
Shower before.
And after.
Shower after.
Music on or complete silence?
Music on. Are you kidding? We black. You gotta have some music.
It is music.
Yeah, we need
It's
music.
its own music.
Let me hold you close. We need some music.
Then you really can't hear what she's saying.
Oh, I can hear you.
Ah.
You'll hear me all right.
All right. Massage first or straight to business?
Straight
Massage.
All right.
We are not compatible.
That's
Fantasy role play or keeping it real?
Keeping it real.
Plan it or let it happen naturally?
let it happen naturally.
Well, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm a plan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna plan. I'm gonna make some plan.
You just said
You said
naturally,
naturally,
then you talking about you
I
gonna
just thought
plan.
about that. I'm gonna have to plan it.
You gotta plan it. Okay. Talk dirty or whisper sweet nothing?
Talk dirty.
Talk dirty.
All right. So let's talk about that. Okay. So both of you all said morning sex.
Yeah.
Okay. Morning sex. Tell us about that.
I'm
It
sorry.
make the
Jason.
day
Have to
go
be
right.
Jason.
It make the day go right. That's when I got most of my energy. I'm a morning person. It make the day go right. You know what I'm saying?
I like morning sex, but I get sleepy.
Right. You get
I'm a morning person as well. So, and to being a man, you know, we want it in the morning.
every-
Well, yeah.
You're ready in the morning.
Yeah, you're ready.
You're ready more than that time than any other time.
That's right.
But
That's
after
when you
I'm
wake
done,
up.
I'm sleepy. And I want to
You know what I'm saying? When it's rock hard,
I want to go
my
to
people
bed.
y'all got me talking. You want to wake up in the morning and roll right over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amen. Lights on, lights off.
Lights
Okay.
on.
Oh, we have to
Lights-
look and see what we're getting ourselves into.
Lights on. Really?
We are public health.
That's
We
true.
listen. We are sexual health individuals and providers. We want to see what I'm getting myself into.
That's right.
Let me tell you a
It
story.
depends on where I'm at.
No,
Sometimes I'm in the dark
I
room.
turn these lights on. Unless I know you wouldn't lights going on. I was with someone, about to be with someone years ago in Memphis, Tennessee. We met, went to the club, and people are gonna be surprised. I don't do one night stands. I was at whatever, but he wanted to keep the lights off, and something in me said, "Turn them lights on." And I turned the lights on. Syphilis on his back. He had a rash on his back, and when I asked him, "Oh, what is this?" He said, "Oh, that's from my detergent." Now, mind you, I've been working in sexual health since 1987. I know syphilis when I see it. That's why I tell people when I'm doing workshops, turn the lights on, see what you're getting yourself into. And I send him back, and I'm like, "Oh, no, you need to get that checked out." Although I knew what it was.
Right.
Got to be more careful.
Yeah, lights on.
Okay. Hotel hookup or staycation fun?
Staycation fun.
Vacation fun.
Because we have the best city in the best freaking city in the world, and if we stay here, there's so much you can do, so much you can encounter and engage in, and look at the people. Even if you just get two chairs and sit out here and look at people.
I don't know, but it's something spontaneous about a hotel hookup that
I don't know how
pay for the
spontaneous
hotel?
been paid for it.
Yes, you know how much hotels cost these days? No.
Okay, text first or surprise visit?
Text first.
Text first. Okay, so nobody popping up or nothing
No.
like that. No.
You get stuff. You can find out stuff you shouldn't have been finding
I
out.
don't need. Yeah, I don't need that type of drama in my
And as an
life.
adult, it's rude.
And exactly,
Yeah, it's rude.
Okay, so shower before, shower after,
he was right, Bo.
both.
Yeah,
Both.
Okay, so no natural scent.
it's not.
No.
Listen,
No,
if you
no,
do what you're gonna do, it's
you-
gonna the natural sense still
You
gonna
got the
come.
wrong two people in the chair. You need
Right.
IML people here for that. That's not no.
Yeah. And for health
You need to let the
reasons,
people that. Yeah,
to
I didn't
decrease.
want to say that, but yes.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, for health
Exactly.
reasons, you gotta shower.
Okay, and then we had one person say music on, the other said complete silence.
Complete silence is not, I said music off. Complete silence is different because y'all gonna make your own noises. And
We're
that's
gonna
music.
make our own noises. But
Okay.
but the music sets a beautiful mood. Sometimes he says stuff where I can't. He says words I can't say. He got the words for what I want to do.
Ah,
Yeah. You just listen to him and they be like, "Oh yeah, I hear that."
I think it depends on the moment and the person. Sometimes music goes on.
Okay,
Sometimes
but ain't music. It's gonna be the TV. I'm gonna have some noise because
oh,
I'm
some
gonna
background. You need a theme song.
that dong.
being a friend.
Y'all know this song? She was from New Orleans. Catfish was her. Hey, look up Catfish.
I don't know that one. I'm gonna have to look it up though.
Catfish, she make my
Hey.
nature rise. That's the song.
Oh my goodness.
That's his theme song.
I'm gonna have to look
All
at that
right,
one.
anyway.
So first role play, fantasy role play or keeping it real. Y'all both say keeping it real.
Yeah.
So no
Keeping it real.
fantasy at all.
Baby, when you first start dating, that is the fantasy. You dating somebody representative anyway. I'd rather know who it is.
All right. Okay.
My fantasy is for like when ain't nobody there. They're not fantasy.
That's
You're
right.
the fantasy. I don't need no fantasy when you're here. We can role play if you want to, but I mean that's I don't have to do that.
Okay.
The role play we're gonna be is I'm daddy. What?
Plan it or let
What
it
about
happen.
you?
What about me?
Role play or
I like both. I don't get. I've
what was
never-
your last role play?
My last role play. Ooh, Lord. What was my last role play? You know what? I don't even remember.
You remember those games gone.
No, I didn't play no games. I didn't play no games. My last role play. I don't remember. I
Wow.
don't remember. Yeah.
Wasn't that important? Wasn't that good?
No, it was good.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't had too many bad sexual experiences.
Oh,
Maybe I was the
all
bad
right.
one then.
You don't look like you got the bad ones wrong.
I could have been the bad one. All right.
I ain't buying that.
Plan it or let it happen naturally. You said plan it.
So I'm a Capricorn. When you say planet, it's like I have to plan that I'm going to see you, especially with my life and my schedule. I have to plan to see you. And if I'm planning to see you, I'm planning how it's going to go down.
Okay.
I'm planning the underwear I'm going to wear. I'm planning the food. I'm planning what the day is going to look like, the night is going to look like.
I like spontaneity. So, but based on how my lifestyle is, you usually have to plan as well.
Yeah, you do.
And then sometimes, well, I don't know, they say stay ready so you don't have to get ready, something like that.
That's yeah.
So, but
That's the Virgo way to do it. Stay ready so
stay
you
ready,
don't
don't have to get ready. Amen. So talk dirty or whisper sweet nothings.
Dirty talk.
Dirty talk?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel awkward with dirty talk.
You know what to say? Elegant in the streets, freaking in the
Yeah,
streets.
I don't be talking dirty. They be talking dirty to me. I don't talk
Oh,
dirty. I don't.
I do the dirty talk. I do.
You do?
Oh my God.
Oh
yes.
wow.
Oh, yes.
so Maya Green is a dirty talk sub, and you're a dirty talk dom.
I don't know what this is. I
Yes.
don't do labels very well,
Oh, okay.
so I don't know what that really means.
You don't know what it means?
What does that mean?
I mean,
It just
people be
means
talking
you're
dirty to
the
me, and I be
person
like,
talking dirty.
okay.
Versus
No, I
she's the
do
one
that.
receiving
Now
the dirty
you
talk.
can do that if you are. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna do it, but
Look
you
at
can
Antonio.
do it if you have.
Trying to keep his job.
You gotta
You
do it.
He's trying to keep his
good job.
he's trying to keep his position in the
Trying to
choir.
get him out of his job.
I will. Okay, it's like in the meetings they say your name, your pronouns. I'll say he, him, his, or daddy after dark.
Oh, okay.
So that helps you right there,
Could be
right?
I
that.
have not heard that one before.
You,
Could
if
be
you like
that.
6'4" and 250 to 300 pounds, then you gonna be daddy. You can do that if you want to be, but that's the only kind of person that can talk that dirty to me. I'm gonna do all the dirty talking.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all getting way out of me.
That's
and I
why.
never told
And
anybody
that's
publicly.
why you're the director. Everybody else is getting directed. You are director.
All right. Well, thank you all for playing this or that. Now, as we were talking about chemsex earlier, so if someone chooses to participate in chemsex, what would you say are the 3 most important things that they can do to stay safer as a doctor?
I would say know your body, pace yourself and watch the process, right? The thing about chemicals is the body will build up a space a lot of times where it will want more to get that same dopamine, that same epinephrine, norepinephrine release that we talked about earlier. And that's called a building up of tolerance. And one of the telltale signs that I saw in the patients I work for is when you start to experience that substance with people you don't trust naturally. Like if I'm off the substance and I don't trust you, I shouldn't be doing the substance around you, right? And graduate to a place where they're doing the substance alone when initially they were doing it in a group. Yeah. Oh, bring your own substance.
Oh, absolutely.
Bring your own what?
Bring your own substance. Bring your own lube. They are lacing lube, and you will find out that individuals are getting date raped because lube is being laced with methamphetamines and other substances without people's knowledge.
Yeah.
So bring your own substance, bring your own lube.
I would say one of the main things that you can do, the safest things, and we discount this all the time. Trust your instincts. Trust your instincts. If you meet someone and you feel kind of weird about it, or you don't feel at ease with it, don't go through with it. Trust your instincts. Understand that you are a God voice walking. If your God voice speaks to you, say something. Or just say, you know what, I can't do this right now. I have trusted my instincts, and when I didn't trust it, I ended up saying I should have trusted my instincts. And my instincts, that's that little God voice telling you something's not right. Or that's what made me turn the lights on that guy. And he was a wonderful, and I wanted it, but something wasn't right. And I was like, let me turn these lights on. The other I would say is always talk to someone. If ever you feel that you're in a situation, and I say this very honestly, many of us, and I say us, meaning our community, are in marriages or relationships where we are being not totally fulfilled. We are being abused and don't realize we're in a domestic violence situation. And someone is talking down to you constantly, someone never encourages you, or they're always berating you. That's not a good relationship. That's a toxic relationship. If someone monitors your money to the point to where you don't feel like you're an adult and that's your partner, that can be maybe a toxic relationship. We in our community, we have to talk more about intimate partner violence and what that actually means. Some people think that it means fighting. It does not necessarily mean fighting physically. It could be someone who is mentally, emotionally, or psychologically manipulating you or controlling you. Those are things that when we say safety, I know we're talking sexual reproduction, but I'm also thinking as far as things we don't think about, and that's gender violence within our own community. We don't report it because we feel like, and this is the director part, because I'm getting more of this now in this level that I've ever gotten before, how people don't understand. They're asking me for places they can go, things they can do, once they realize this partner is toxic. And we use that word a lot, but I don't think many people know what it means. So if you're in a relationship with someone who's controlling or manipulative and you don't feel safe, or you don't feel like you're being fulfilled, leave it. And I'm not saying leave it, just walk out the door. Make plans to get out of that, or understand that you are not safe. The third thing I would say is to protect yourself is get some mental health. We all have been through a very traumatic situation with the pandemic, and we're still going through those situations. We still have long-term COVID issues with other people in the health. Some of us economically have never, businesses closed. Some people did not recover. We need to promote more mental health in our community. We have programs, all agencies have case management where they can take advantage of some mental health. I had someone call me just the other day asking me, where can they go? 45 years old, I just knew he knew where to go. He did not know where to go. We have to do a better job of advertising our mental health services and our mental health resources to individuals.
Yeah, absolutely. As you were talking about, Antonio, one of the things that is devastating within particularly the Black gay community, is that when it comes to intimate partner violence, there is very little to no support for intimate partner violence within safe and loving male communities, because oftentimes it's look at, hey, y'all just two guys, duke it out, work it out. However, as you mentioned, that psychological, that mental, that power differential, is very dangerous, and a lot of people are experiencing it and not really realizing that that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
And what I do love is right now, I'll say this very loudly. We have an entire police force affinity group that is LGBTQ. Right now they're L and G. They haven't got the T, but the L, G, and B. But we no longer, and the police department has gone through a wonderful LGBTQ cultural sensitivity training, and they've been utilizing that training. Wow. So don't be afraid to call the police simply because you're a same-sex relationship and there's some domestic violence or there's some issues going on. They no longer will laugh at you. Mm-hmm. They will no longer disregard your feelings and disregarding the issues. They will take it serious now because they've gone through the training, and I've had individuals who have called have said they've been treated well and with dignity, and they were heard, and they were able to treat them like any other domestic violence situation. It was two men, and they made one of them leave. So they are now, the affinity police are able to, they have more empathy and they have understanding because they understand those things that are indicative to our community. I just want to put that out there.
Now, going back to when we were talking a little bit earlier about staying safe. So once you get over that threshold, when is it time to call emergency medical attention? How would they know?
When you mean
in a chemsex encounter?
Okay.
When do they know to call emergency medical attention?
Yeah, that's Dr.
Well,
Green's
if you already know a person's process sexually, when anything is off from that process, number one. But say this is my first encounter with someone. If the sex encounter is going in a certain direction and their body starts to do something else like go faint, or they begin to grab their chest, or they pass out, or any of that stuff. I've had situations where the person would start, not myself, but the patient would start hallucinating. It's time. A lot of people, we have people that have died because the people that were with the person didn't want to call the police or didn't want to call 911, not the police, 911 for emergency help. We cannot let somebody's life go, being worried about that. If anything, call 911 and then tell them you don't know anything about it. The person is there and let them do their job. But don't waste a life for fear of that.
Right.
Substance use is a disease.
Yes.
And there are places people can go and get treated. So when you're calling for emergency medical services, know that you are calling for a chronic disease.
Now, adding on to that, if somebody realizes that chemsex is no longer fun for them, what are some of the first steps they can take in getting support?
Okay. If someone realizes that's not the direction they want to go in, you listen to your body. Some of the substances, like I said, the thing about the substances is you put them in your body, the body produces dopamine, gabapentin, all the other things that are needed to get where you want to be. But after a while, the body says, no, I'm going to need more. It's like eating sugar. First, like me. First, I eat one gummy bear, and then I've eaten the whole bag in order to get the same satisfaction of that sugar. It's the same process with substance use. So if I'm deciding like, hey, this isn't good for me, I'm monitoring my body. If I'm starting to have withdrawals or feeling ill without the substance, that's my chance to reach out, get some help, get some support. I know the Chicago Methamphetamine Task Force have places where people can go to get care. I know the city of Chicago has places people can go and get care. There are plenty of places that provide care without judgment.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we want to talk about is harm reduction. As we talk about not being being a judgment-free, a non-judgmental space, a safe space, many of us are practitioners of harm reduction. How would you all define, in your own words, how would you define harm reduction?
So for me, harm reduction is allowing people, or not allowing, supporting individuals in their decisions and choices of chemicals or whatever their usage is, but showing, without judgment, but showing them a better, safer, more preventative way that can save their life or help them, but not berating them to the point saying you have to do this. Giving them the options, letting them know what their options are, letting them know what their other choices they can make. That's to me what harm reduction is. It is not judging someone. It is not telling them you should not be doing this. It is, if you're going to do this, let me show you a better way, or let me show you not a better way. Because that sounds like what they're doing is horrible. Let me show you a way to keep it safer and to keep you alive that can help to save your life.
Absolutely. Different things such as Narcan, having that present, testing your substances. And one of the things that happens very often within our community is that people think that when it comes to utilization of things like fentanyl testing strips and xylazine testing strips, that is for more the thing we're here is like, oh, I don't know people that use like that. But fentanyl and xylazine are in cannabis. They're found in a lot of different substances, and any other substance within the city of Chicago that is used, whether it's opioids, whether it's methamphetamines, these things are not pure.
Right.
So it is not a statement or an idea for a person to stop them from using or to say that you shouldn't use. It's just, as you said, educating them more about when they're using so that they won't die high.
Because I caught a lot of flack about supporting the crystal methamphetamine task force, and because people were saying, well, a few individuals, and they did report it to Dr. Arwadi and to Dr. Ige, that they felt like we were promoting drug use, and we had to take a stand. That's why I loved Patrick and Dave Kern at the time. I love the fact they took a stand saying, no, that's not what we're doing. What we're doing is showing people a safer way to do what they're going to do probably in anyway. We're not telling them to stop what they're doing. And the people that were trying to come against us were some of them were previous users. So I understand their perspective. However, like I told one person, I said, that's you. We have to meet people where they are.
Absolutely.
We have to give people their options.
Absolutely.
Whether you agree with abortion or not, someone's option, that may be an option for someone. If it's not your option, don't have one.
Right.
And let these people, let us do what we do. I said, public health is not political. We will not politicize public health. What we're going to do is help the community. So they left that alone after a while, because we had really got some, especially when we were giving money, they were like, they didn't like that. They didn't.
Yeah. There's a very the abstinent approach versus a harm reduction approach is real, and we're dealing with years and years of, when it comes to substance use treatment, of having the abstinence of
and one thing I loved was when that came up, I was a little nervous. I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna get us shut down, but Patrick Stonehouse that was his foray into outreach, was substances. He knew how to work around that. So he was able to stand on that when we had a meeting about it. And I don't have to say a whole lot. He stood on it and told them why this would work and why telling someone to stop doing drugs is not going to work. Because if they could stop, they would.
That's the same approach when people are trying to tell youth not to have sex.
Yes, and
abstinence is not going to work.
If you remember, the needle exchange. Right. They didn't want us to do needle exchange programs.
Right. Now, as we talked about, in community, what are ways that you would say that friends or individuals can help support their loved ones and be non-judgmental or with less judgment if they have a loved one or a friend who is actively using substances or maybe dealing with addiction to substances?
Well, I say in support of something also that the city did is offer education, like get educated on it. Right. And sometimes people feel like if I have someone that's experiencing fentanyl and I educate myself about it, am I supporting it? I don't want to know anything about it because it is what Dr. Keith Green said. It doesn't belong to me. I should want to know. We have to know about the things that are in our community. If we don't know about the things that are in our community, it will be insidious and our community suffers from it, number one. Number two, if you are part of that person's tribe, understand this. The earlier you have conversation about it, the easier it will be, early and often. I've had people that watched a person be on methamphetamine and they said, well, I thought they was, but I didn't want to say anything. And then when they 6 months down the road, now you feel like you can't say anything because then you thought, oh, I don't want to be judgmental. Now they're 2 years down the road and having side effects that it won't go away. and you're stuck in a situation where you just train yourself not to say anything. Say something early and often, have the conversation. I would rather have the conversation and the person still be here than not have the conversation and the person not be here anymore because it got too far.
Absolutely. Thank you all. Let's see. Do we have any questions from anybody watching? No questions. Well, I'm seeing we had a few people out there that are pretty engaged. So I appreciate. Do you have a question? I'm sorry.
We're talking about chemsex, using chemicals to have enhance your sex experience.
Chemsex, chemical sex, substance sex.
So whether it's smoking weed before having sex, drinking before having sex.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I was just telling my friend that I was having cravings because I'm sober and everybody around is doing their thing. And, I'm hanging in, but it's difficult dating or attempting to date when, like just last night, some girl was trying to meet up, but she was under the influence. And it's like, well, that's not safe. You trying to drive and meet me, but then she totally ghosted me. And it's like, the point is, I'm sober and everybody else drink and they smoke. Wow. And, I give grace. I don't judge, but I've encountered issues like with my ex-girlfriend. Like, how do I feel if you just smoked a blunt or a drink and I want to give you a kiss or we want to be intimate? On one level, we're not, spiritually connected because you're altered and I'm not. And two, if I kiss you, do I get alcohol and weed in my saliva? And three, I don't know. You're not really present. And depending on if you got really lit and knowing that I can get lit, tapping into my natural energy, I also don't want to take advantage of you if you're under the influence. And so are you really clear-minded when we're being intimate? Are we using protection? I mean, do I even know you? I don't know. I don't know. Like you could be so lit that you forget to tell me you have a yeast infection and now I got a yeast infection or something worse. So there's just so many levels to it that we don't talk about because the queer community is heavily influenced by drugs and alcohol. And I get it. I overstand. People are freaking depressed, but I'm on the other side of the fence trying to navigate, and the shit is hard. On the 12th, I will be 20 months sober of alcohol, weed, and edibles.
Come on.
I'm just trying. But it also is hard to make a connection because people, they're like, that's so cool. And then they get intimidated. So I don't know.
First off, your outfit is kicking. You look good. Much. I love this.
And kudos to you for making the right decision in support of that person and in support of yourself. Question for you. If any of us, LinkUp Chicago, or any of us had a sober meetup, would you attend?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I have been looking for sober sapphic spaces, and from the lack thereof, I was like, it's looking like I'm going to have to start this, and I don't have the capacity right now, but I would absolutely attend.
Why are you looking at me?
Make sure you leave your information because there's actually quite a few networks of sober spaces that we can connect you to. But again, to add on to what Dr. Meyer Green was saying, congratulations.
Congratulations.
What you're doing each day is not an easy journey. And you are definitely demonstrating a great deal amount of resilience and strength in everything you do. So keep it up, keep your head up, and know that you have a community here to support you. All right. Please leave your information. All right. Your name one more time?
Yes.
All right. Good. Thank you. Wow.
That was amazing.
It absolutely is.
You know what? It speaks to the need for us to be in these spaces and the work we do, because just that one person saying, hey, I need this. And here we have 1, 2, 3 individuals who made their life work producing what that is. I know you said don't look at me, But you finna do it.
Right.
Y'all both about to do it with me. Stop playing.
Right.
Don't play.
I'm busy.
You finna do it.
I'm gonna help support what
Busy-
you're doing.
Busy
But that's
doing
not
what
for me
we
to-
just
But you know what?
plan to do.
This is what I'm saying. The agencies that you all represent,
Yeah.
and even with me at the mayor's office, we need to hear that. We need to know that.
Absolutely.
We don't know that our young people don't have sober hookup places
That's
or
right.
meetup spots. This is something you all have to create.
Yeah.
You have an opportunity to do that. So who knew? Thank you for that, because we think we're doing a good job at a whole lot of stuff we do. And now we found out we got some gaps.
That's right.
Absolutely. Your voice is important. So thank you for sharing with us.
And if I were you, what I would do is stay on your best friend and her agency and make them do that. Project Vita. Ain't she part of Project Vita?
Gabe works with us in
what?
different capacities.
Okay.
As supports us with does an amazing job along with Nick. Let's give them
Health and
kudos and shout
wellness.
out with our
Right here.
production team.
Yeah. Stay
Look
on
what
her
what they
to
do.
stay on them to make
Absolutely.
sure that happens. This lady right here will make it happen. She'll make it happen.
That's the
Thank
boss
you.
right there.
Because what we don't want to do is don't want to do this work and think we're doing amazing jobs, and someone fall through the cracks who's trying to live sober, who's doing everything right, and everybody that you meet. Because see, what happens is if everybody I'm meeting up with is still doing what I used to do, I am going to be susceptible to falling back into that, and we don't want that. We want a whole culture. We want a whole community. And whatever we can do, substances is ravaging our community
Absolutely.
on many different levels. And I'm not gonna lie. I did not see you as the face. I didn't see your friends as the face of this. I did not. I'm dealing with a lot of Black and Latino gay men. I didn't see you as a face of this, and with that challenge in your life, that touched me. But I'm gonna help them do the work, though. That touched me.
Well, here's some things about people assigned female sex at birth. There's something called telescoping, which means the time you first experience the substance to the time you get hooked, is significantly shorter than people who weren't assigned female sex at birth.
Who was that?
So that was Bakari. But from the time, whereas if you were assigned male sex at birth, you can use something several times before you get hooked. And you know, when you were assigned female sex at birth, the way the chemicals work, it stays with you longer. So from the time you start to the time you'll be addicted, it's called telescoping. It just moves much faster.
Wow.
The other
That's
part,
way too deep for me. That's
okay.
way too deep for me.
Wow.
Well, let's just bring it back up. Come on, we're gonna
This
do a
sound like
sober
another
meetup.
workshop.
It's gonna be
This
cute.
sounds like something you need to put together in another workshop. Seriously. You know, I thought about you when you talked when 4th of July came around.
Why?
And the founding fathers.
Maybe
in that workshop.
1776
Maybe
syndrome. Don't get me
We
started.
need to do that again. I need to bring that to the mayor's
Yeah.
office.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Oh, yeah.
See, they making things happen.
Yeah.
We got the man next to the man. Next to man.
Mhm.
Whatever.
All right.
And it works also in substance use. 1776 syndrome, when you think about we the people and all that document and
Right.
who guaranteed themselves the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Picture the people in the room. Are you in that room?
Absolutely
No.
not.
So they said what they said, and 250 years later, they're doing what they did.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And so every layer, white, male, Christian, wealthy, attached, heterosexual, every one of those things is a layer that this country has built out a system that provides the protection for. Now, that means every layer you take off, so does your protection go off. And that's why our communities look like what
Right.
they look like too. So when before Keith called you, I called Keith and I said, Keith, I got some really stable brothers who used to come every time, get their medicine, everything like that. And they just falling off. What's going on? And that's when Keith said meth. And I said,
Again,
meth.
a black woman
He
ringing
said
the
meth.
alarm.
Wait, but look, he said meth. I said, yeah. And then he said, okay, we gonna start a task force. I said, wait. But after we start the task force, why would they then want to get off of it? Because most people, adverse childhood experiences, you said don't go deep. It's 10 questions. If you answer 4 of them affirmative, you have a higher likelihood of using drugs or trying to circumnavigate the system and doing something that they have made legal for themselves, but not legal for you.
Right.
If you score 4 or more, okay? But the systems in our neighborhoods are built out so that certain people, Black, LGBTQ, those people experience like 8 to 9 of those things. And so then I'm like, okay, so because then they're like, well, we have meth and we have ways that people get off meth. Those are white lawyers. They're getting off so they can go to their white lawyer life. Right. But the narrative for our Black men isn't such that they're going to want to go back. In fact, part of the reason why they're doing it is to escape.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah.
But you can't get us started.
I digress from this mess.
But again, as you stated, Dr. Keith Green, that was the foundations and the finding, even supported by the findings of his research that led to work like LinkUp Chicago. That individuals, when the methamphetamine epidemic was being addressed within the white community, the messaging couldn't apply. And
the white community was part of that little situation that was introduced while it was being addressed in the white community. The white community was then putting it off and introducing it to the Black community. So, okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, you speaking. Yeah, I tell people we way over time.
How long we got?
We are way over time.
I gotta go.
But
I'm hungry.
But you bring up you bring up a very important thing. We were doing outreach one weekend, and we do outreach at different sex parties. And so we were at one of the motels, and we had a couple of the guys come in and get tested. And they were having conversations about, one guy in particular came in and we're having a conversation about him getting introduced to methamphetamines and his addiction. And he wanted to talk about this, where he went, how he was introduced to it, and it was through older white men that he became familiar with it, and they would provide it. They would pay them more money, and things like that, or provide additional gifts if they were to party with them. And then they would invite their friends and just had this full conversation. As he left the room, one of my workers at the time was like, you know what? I know exactly who he's talking about. That's exactly how I got introduced to it.
Oh, wow.
And as we began to do more of the work around LinkUp Chicago and connecting with other cities throughout the United States, New York, LA, those same experiences were exactly what they were talking about there. So that's real.
So Young Miami wrote a song, and people don't like the song.
Young Miami.
Yeah. But that song remind where all my scamming in the White House.
She a rapper. She must be a rapper.
Yeah. But
that's what NDRB talking about right now.
Yeah. But that reminds me.
I heard about that controversy, but I don't know the song.
I want to know who it is.
Yeah.
Not who the Black man is. I need to know who that white man. Because the other thing we do, okay, Antonio, Antonio want me to stop. But the other thing I want you to notice that they're doing is protecting that white man at all costs. Tell me who he is. You seen the Instagram. Say his name.
Say his name.
Say his name. What her name? Let me know who it is. I bet you I do it. Okay, we'll talk after.
I don't know anything about this conversation.
That's right. Keep it on. All right.
Okay, so in closing,
thank you so much.
In closing. All right. So in closing, final question. If what would you say? What was one thing you would change about our community's talk about sex, pleasure, and substance use? If you could change one thing, what would it be? I'll repeat the question. You got it.
I would say for me, bet on Black. That means bet on yourself. Don't be ashamed of any of it. We talk about stigma with HIV. We talk about stigma with meth. We talk about stigma with oral sex. We talk about stigma with anal sex. At the end of the day, the same organizations that brought us these guidelines to build stigma against ourselves ain't even doing them.
Right.
Okay. We talk about all the biblical religion stuff. The same people that's running on Christian values got multiple kids, having, all kinds of sex, foot over the crash and grind at the Republican convention, all that stuff. Right. Right. But they live in their freedoms that they wrote about in 1776. We need to live in our freedom.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Gray.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to answer that because there's so many. I don't know where I would start. I don't know where I would start with creating the mayor's LGBTQ policy plan.
Okay. All right.
That's where I start.
Okay. And if for me to provide some input, I would really want us to begin to normalize sex, substance use, as well as LGBTQ. It's not the fact that we that is such an exception or considered as such an exception to behavior. That is the stigma within itself. Again, whether it's marijuana, whether it's alcohol, whether it's poppers, these are real experiences that not those people are just experiencing. So I wish that we could normalize those things, and then we could begin to have some more comfortable, safer conversations around it without judgment. Well, let's give a round of applause and a thank you to our. Did you have something else you want to say, Doc?
Oh no, I was gonna say thank you for having me. And something I didn't say that Keith said. I'm the founder of Onyx. I know I didn't introduce myself. I'm the founder of Onyx Medical Wellness. We provide care for everybody. We're just obsessed with Onyx. And you can reach us for sexual wellness support in 25 states at nexusmedicalcare.com.
Black Girl Power.
Black Girl Power.
Thank you so much, Dr. Green, for being here.
Thank you.
Also, the ghost, Dr. Keith Green, we thank you for your opinion. And Mr. Antonio King, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you for letting me crash. I didn't mean to crash, but okay.
Everything happens.
Everything happens for a
He
reason.
ran like a runaway.
Oh, we'll get him. We'll get him.
He got
Again,
bad somewhere.
thank you all for joining us tonight.
Thank
Again,
you.
this was Toy With Me. You can check us out every third Sunday of the month. You can come in person. We're located at Project Vita. We have our Toy With Me on Sundays from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. is when it films. Our doors open at 6 p.m. We're located at 3501 West 26th Street in the Little Village community. You can always check us out. You can also check us out online. So we live stream it, but you can check out the previous broadcast if you go to Project Vita's Facebook page, Project Vita Inc. on Facebook. But thanks again for joining us tonight. You all have a happy Pride, and we will see you actually in 2 weeks. Take care.
Right.